She immediately started apologizing and saying she was so sorry and she knew she messed up. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I get your story titled, Would I Be the A-hole if I broke up with my girl for humiliating me? And a shout out to Mr. Arkansas for sending this story. And guys, this is about a young guy. He's only 23 years old, with his girl for a few years now. And this guy ultimately makes the right choice by dumping her, not only their relationship, but dumping her off in a bar after she publicly humiliated him. And about what? Well, I don't want to say too much, but let's just say she started talking about, while she was drunk, their bedroom action, his parts, if you will, and this guy was done. The thing is, this guy has a history of getting drunk and behaving like a buffoon, and this guy put up with it until now. And you're going to see in other ways that this dude definitely gets revenge on her, because obviously she has a meltdown when he leaves her, and she never saw it coming. And that'd be a great one to go over here, guys, making the point that if your girl mistreats you in such a way, publicly humiliates you, talks about things that are supposed to be a secret between the two of you, bedroom stuff like that, you got every reason to drop her like that. And better that you do it sooner than later, because it's only going to continue on and get worse. So it starts off, says here, "Hi all. This is a throwaway account because both she and I lurk Reddit. I'm 23 and have been with C, a 23-year-old female, for 4 years. Well, I'm not going to spend the whole story calling her C, even though she behaves like a C. I will call her Carly. We got together during our freshman year of college. We became very close, and we both held similar beliefs and wanted similar things out of life. We moved in with each other and grew really close, almost inseparable, during the pandemic. I wanted to marry this woman until last night." Smack! Believe me, she has qualities and behavior that you would never want to marry her, but this is a guy who doesn't know any better. "Carly has been under more stress from work and family during the last few months. Her dad has cancer, and it hasn't been easy on her. She's been drinking more and more, and while I don't mind her drinking, it's how she gets when she's drunk is where I begin to have issues." Well, if that's how her way of coping with things, that's a problem. "She has a tendency to get pretty mean and say some pretty awful things, talking about my appearance and how small my member is. She makes me feel like I'm not enough for her in the bedroom or emotionally. She's almost always apologetic the next morning, and will spend the next few days trying to fix things, but will turn around and do it again when she drinks. Well, that's unacceptable. That's terrible that her dad has cancer and she's suffering, but still, guess what? People have parents that get sick and have cancer all the time. I mean, it's a reality. It's going to happen. It doesn't give you an excuse to treat the people that are good to you like crap. This is when he should have ended it with her. But our guy here is pretty nice up until this point. It really came to a head last night when I took her and her friend out to a local bar that's very popular. I volunteered to be their designated driver for the night. She's driven drunk before, and I don't want her to make that choice again. That ain't fucking cool. I told her that I didn't want her to drink too much tonight, and she agreed that she wouldn't. Yeah, sure. The bar was packed when we got there, so we all went in, and I sat at the bar and ordered some food and drinks. They were enjoying themselves, and I just watched the game while they drank and enjoyed themselves. I got up and went to the bathroom, and when I came back, I noticed that my girl was getting loud, and her friend screamed, listen to this, cock sleeve, while laughing. She then said, as I walked up and it was an earshot, that her ex was the biggest she ever had, and she missed it. I pretended not to hear it because I knew she was getting drunk. Are you freaking kidding me? She's talking about their bedroom action, so obviously this guy is, not very hung. He's very small down there, and uses that toy, which nicknamed the cock sleeve. You guys can Google it and figure it out how it works. I'm not going to describe it here, for God's sakes. But awful for her to say. I would have left her right then and there. I touched her back and sat down at the bar again before the guy sitting at the table grabs both of our attention and asked if I was the cock sleeve guy. And I immediately felt like I was going to be sick. These guys are laughing at me, and I asked Carly if she was serious, and she kept laughing. So I just grabbed my keys and walked out the door. I left both her and her friend there at the bar, and I drove home. Good for him. That goes against all his nice guy programming. Leave him. Laura knows what she is doing there, but again, publicly making fun of him, Not only she obviously talked to her friend about their bedroom action, newsflash, by and large, women talk about that type of stuff with their girlfriends. If that's news to some of you guys, that's reality. But also making fun of them out loud with other guys and saying to her she misses her ex or something like that. After all this guy's been doing for her, nope, it's over. I immediately packed up my essential stuff at the apartment and I went to stay with a close friend for a few days. I didn't get any text from Carly until about an hour after I left them asking where I was. I then got a bunch of missed calls and texts that weren't anything but angry. I answered one call and she was still slurring her words, and I heard her say that she was still in the bar. So I hung up and turned off my ringer. I never would have answered it. Not at all. Who cares? Anything happens to her? Who cares? Seriously. Well, I woke up to a stream of apology texts and more missed phone calls. She apologized and said she effed up and was wondering when I was coming home. Never, asshole. That I do satisfy her and that I'm more than enough for her and she'll make this right if I can come home. If he truly satisfied her and was more than enough and all that, then she wouldn't be talking about this. The alcohol amplified, gave her an excuse to say what she really thought. She's mean. There's just no other way to put it. She's fucking mean. I am just done with her. I feel humiliated and embarrassed. She and I had what I thought was a good bedroom relationship. We did foreplay and used toys, but I never once gone out of my way to pleasure her or get her off. I'm not the biggest guy down there, so I use a sleeve to help get her off too. I just didn't think that she would use it against me like that. I don't want to go back home. I do love her, but I feel really humiliated, like she doesn't respect me as a man or a partner. Dude, she doesn't respect you. That's why she's behaving like that. End of story. And believe me, if she has a problem getting out of hand when she drinks, she wouldn't do that, but obviously she doesn't respect this guy enough to, and this guy obviously has got some work to do. He's young. We've all been there. And, but he's the nice guy type. But our guy here, by him leaving her, he's shedding his nice guy skin. Would I be the a-hole if I broke up with her over this? No, dude. She's been a perfect partner otherwise. I beg to differ. I feel like she just doesn't respect me at all. And after all, what she said about her ex, I can't help but suspect things. No, brother, you're not the a-hole. You were acting like a man when you left her ass at the bar. I wouldn't respond to her texts and everything, but he's programmed to do that. I'm glad you went home, packed up your stuff, and got out of there. Now stay at your friend's house where you work things out. You can't go back to her. And this nonsense about we had the perfect relationship, otherwise, perfect partner otherwise. First of all, smack. I don't want to hear this partner crap. She's your girlfriend. Stop this political correctness crap. Second of all, I guarantee it wasn't perfect. You just don't know any better. That's all. Well, now to part two, the update here to see, how things turn out. He also says here, I'm going to text Carly back and tell her that I'll be there tomorrow to talk and get the rest of my things. My supportive friend said I don't have to worry about a place to stay for right now. She's always been one of my closest friends, so it feels good to have some support right now. He's staying with a girl. Gee, I wonder where this is going to go. Thank you everyone for your advice. I plan on ending things with Carly. My friend and her brother are going to go as well to make sure things don't go crazy. I don't know what Carly might do at this point. Not your problem. Because now she's getting drunk all the time because of her dad and making excuses there for that. And now what is she going to do when her boyfriend dumps her? The reality is she probably won't care that much. Just her pride will be damaged. Now to his update. It says, I posted about my now ex's humiliating me at the bar thing. Revealing to drunk strangers that I use a cock sleeve for her. I gotta say that I wasn't expecting the amount of support and advice that you all gave. It really helped me look at everything from the outside perspective and realize how awful the relationship Carly and I had. Thank you. Thank you. A lot of guys are that clueless, And oftentimes they won't tell their friends because their friends will tell them what they don't want to hear. But by doing it online, on Reddit, it's a gamble. Because some people could brainwash him thinking he's the bad guy. But it didn't happen. Thank you to everyone for your kind words. It really helped me find the strength to end things with her. Some of you were concerned that my friend Emily might be trying to take advantage of my situation, and me. I can assure you that she definitely is not that way. I've known Emily since we were kids. Emily is the friend who he's staying with. Friend. But I understand where the concern was. I didn't reveal in the original post, but Emily is my ex when we were together in high school. So he's staying in contact with an ex. Yeah, honestly, that's if he's in a relationship with the other chick, that ain't good because she shouldn't be hanging out and being friends with her exes. But still, but listen to this. We dated for a year, but we broke up to remain friends, and she later came out to me that year. She's dated only women ever since. Anyway, here's the update. So his ex Emily, or so she claims, or her actions show she only dates girls. Okay, what harm could come for this? Because she is into girls. Well, I drove back to her apartment to get my stuff and my cat, and the next morning, Emily came with me. I told Emily to wait in the car and I would text her when I needed help with things. I walked in the apartment and Carly was there sitting on the couch, crying, and she saw me and ran over to hug me. I'd be like, not happening. She immediately started apologizing, saying she was so sorry, that she knew she messed up, that her friend told her what she said. I asked her if she cheated on me, and she immediately said no, and offered up access to everything of hers. I told her that's not what I wanted. When a guy's done, a guy is done. And a lot of you guys know that. She told me she didn't mean what she said, that I'm more than enough for her, and she only knows she said the thing about her ex because her friend told her. Oh, okay. Blame it on the friend, huh? Women and accountability. And blaming it on the alcohol, of course. She said it definitely wasn't true, and that she didn't miss him at all, and I'm the man she wants to marry. Yeah, no thanks. Our relationship, Carly, what we have here and how you behave shows me what marriage would be like with you. I'm going to pass. I told her that how she humiliated me was something I just cannot get over, that her addiction to alcohol and how she treats me when she's intoxicated has decimated any romantic feelings I had. Again, when a guy's done, they're done. That's one thing nice guys have in common. A lot of nice guys. They'll put up with a lot. But eventually, they're done. And then they walk. And that's when the girl starts all the begging and pleading. And because the guy's done with her, he then has all the power. But at that point, then, he doesn't want it. So this is why I say, guys, you have to have the ability to walk away. And let them know that. And it will totally change the relationship dynamic. She said she understood and that she was sorry for everything. The pain in her voice, I knew she was remorseful. Who cares? I told her that I needed to go no contact for a while, and that even though I still love her because we spent years together with many positive memories, but she needs help and I can't continue on like this. Well, good for him. Now, he doesn't love her. He loves the idea of her. Who she really is not a pretty thing. She was crying the entire time, Hobag Handbook Chapter 2, and I gave her a hug and told her that I hope we can reconnect one day. Smack! Why the hell would you do that, dude? Think she's going to be any different? She was telling everybody that you're basically in the bar that you know what was small. And you got to use the sleeve and toys to assist to pleasure in front of a bunch of guys. That's not someone you get back with. Or even, say hello to on the street. Screw her. But that she needs to work on herself and clean herself up for herself, not only for her, but not anybody else. Well, I texted Emily and told Carly that Emily was letting me crash at her place and that she's been supportive. Carly was surprisingly really calm and mature about this, but I could tell she was devastated. Carly was calm about it because she assumed that Emily, was only into girls, so hey, no big deal. I felt really bad about it all. I told Carly that I'll pay the last 2 months' rent of her lease, then it's up to her to find a new place and to renew the lease herself. I know it's more than some of you think she deserves, but I still care about her. We spent years together, and just a week ago, I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. Well, let's look at the silver lining here. This guy's dodging a big one. That experience made him see who she is. Emily thought it was a good idea, in her words, so she knows even more what she lost in me. I don't mind. I already budgeted for it anyway. Well, we get back to Emily's house, and honestly, I felt free. I went to block Carly's number, and I saw that she sent me some texts, not trying to fight for me back, but just saying how I've helped her and saying that she was sorry for everything. She said that she's going to try to take my advice, and she wishes the best for me. Yeah, please. I think when Carly realizes that this guy ain't coming back, that's when the whole, freaking out over rejection is going to take place. Well, I did screenshot the text, but I deleted the message itself. Emily said that we should celebrate, and she made us some Bloody Marys, and her brother, who was one of my buddies, bought some beer and brought it over, and we all hung out. We turned on some music and spent some time drinking and talking about memories that we all had. Okay, this guy deserves a little party here. Well, her brother left and took an Uber home. Emily and I began to talk about more personal things. She was way drunker than me, and she, wait for it, kissed me. So much for Emily only being into girls, huh? I was into it for a few seconds before my brain took over from the other head and I pushed her away. I told her that she's too drunk and she doesn't know what she's doing. I helped her get to bed and I crashed on the couch. I honestly felt bad. I didn't want her to feel like I rejected her, but also I thought that she wasn't into men. Well, guess not. My drunk mind was processing so much, so I barely slept. I woke up to my cat jumping on me, and Emily was making bacon in the kitchen. Well, that's a good way to start. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And, of course, his cat was jumping on him. I know something about that. Before I even opened my mouth, she said that she was sorry about last night, and she knew better, and that she didn't mean to make me uncomfortable. I told her she didn't, and that I only stopped because she was drunk. Well, he's being honorable, but this is a friend of his. I mean, she's an ex, but they're friends, and doesn't want to fuck up a situation. And she was drinking. I also asked her why she kissed me if she was gay and wasn't into men. She started laughing and said that she's not gay. She said she's pan. Oh, for goodness sake. In other words, she's saying that she's claiming she's pansexual. I know that doesn't mean she has sex with pans, even though I had to Google it. And honestly, we kissed again in the kitchen, and we went out to dinner that night. I paid for it to thank her for things, and things actually got spicy when we got back that night. Dude, you do not want to be getting involved with a girl. This is not going to go well. A gal, she's been very helpful to you. That's nice to hear. She's been a friend to you. Maybe she has motives. Who knows? They usually do. But if she's saying she's pansexual, I can only imagine the crap you're going to deal with. You think it's a good idea to pursue anything with her. This is not a good idea. It was honestly the best I felt in bed in a long time. It was a little awkward at first, since she has been with a guy in years. But it was amazing. I think she was just stroking my ego, but she said it was the best she's had in years with anyone. Yeah, what a load of crap. They all say that. My confidence is through the roof right now. We're sitting here having a beer. I'm typing this before giving her a back rub, and she's been playing Genshin Impact. I'm definitely an idiot, but we also definitely have a thing now. We agreed just to keep it quiet for a few months, and she agreed. Thank you everyone for your advice and your help. I definitely made the right call. I'll keep updating if anything interesting happens with Curly, but everything is smooth sailing right now with Emily and I. Y'all help me more than you know. Well, I'm glad he ended it with that one, but he's jumping into a relationship with another one, even though she's an ex from high school, but she's been with girls all these years. And now she's claiming, well, no, I'm not gay. I'm a pansexual. It's like, for God's sakes. This is going to be a big, giant mess. So he's going from one mess to the other. I'm glad he ended with freaking Curly and left her at the bar, walked out. But, this is a problem that people, both men and women, have when they get out of relationships. They can't deal with what they're going through on their own, so they got to jump back into something else. And we all know the saying, the best way to get over a girl is to get under another one or on top of another one, or wherever the hell the saying is. The problem is, this is the type of guy that's going to fall quickly, So, guys, yes, he did right by ending it with her, and you should all end it if somebody's treating you that way. But for God's sake, don't rush into a relationship with somebody else, let alone someone that, the way they label themselves is like, oh, for goodness sake. So, but anyhow, we can learn from this, and I wish them the best. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And, guys, you got a good story you want me to cover? Send it my way, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And if it's a good one, I'll definitely cover it. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.